And welcome, boys and girls, to another episode of Jammin with Jay. Now, the audio on this might sound a little ghetto. That's because my original mic is busted, and I'm trying to get a new one, hopefully soon. But until then, this is what you got to deal with. And there might be a bit of an echo on the audio on Scott's end, but don't worry, just ignore that. This is Jam with Jay. We're not very high class or professional. If anything, this is a very troll show, so who gives a fuck? All right, Scott, by all means, please introduce yourself.
I think you've done the formal introduction so far, but for anybody who doesn't know, I'm Scott McShannon from Glasgow, Scotland. How y'all doing?
Oh, so your name's Scott, and you're from Scotland.
Yeah, but Scott with two T's, just get the instead of one.
That's quite a pun. That is quite a pun.
I love words. It works so well.
So I'll just want to start off. When do you start in Caw? When was your debut or whatever? Or how do you know of Caw? Because from what you've told me personally, you've been in Caw for quite some time.
Near the start, I've probably been involved in Caw since early 2007, but I've been a viewer since about 2004. Probably when it was starting, when it was no DQ CAW and briefly SMF, who also tried to chime in with the claim that they were the first Caw league, but technically no, it was no DQ. But just been a bit of places and everywhere and stuff. I've been on like the SMF forums, Caw Underground, the old no DQ CAW forums actually, and just been flittering about before Facebook was a thing, and really just kind of getting into the new scene as it stands and finding out there was actually more than just fantasy out there. There was original cause, and it was actually a thriving community rather than just a downhill ditch.
So I guess we'll go to We'll get to the juicy part soon. We got to build it up. So I guess we'll start with the first question. Luke kind of asked, do you and the Hopkins brand have your eyes on any shift you go in COH?
Well, we're looking for the title of Killer of Mutes.
I don't think it's about COH.
A lot of people in COH actually are quite mute, so the mime community, maybe, if you want to call them that. But we're trying to eradicate a few of them so far. In terms of titles, though, I'm just in the door, but I'm just enjoying myself so far. But definitely would down the line definitely go for a title. And for Ben, I can't speak for him, but I definitely think he's got his eye on a title.
He does. He's told me several times.
I'll not give anything away.
Neither will I won't spoil. Sorry, kids. Now, you've been in Caw since 2007. Now, how many Caw fans have you seen back then? And how will you compare the Caw scene back then to now? Like, is there an improvement, or, is it different? What are your thoughts?
You can't sugarcoat bullshit. It was a big, massive improvement compared to what it is now from back then, to when it was like SCAW starting out. There was probably a lot of colleagues that we'd never even heard of, like OTT, FTW, TEC. There's so many of them. But a lot of it was more or less just fantasy back then. But now that there's this divide now, and it's original or fantasy or just original, and there's been this thriving community of original superstars back then 11 years ago. There wasn't the community really there. CAW was dying down, and there wasn't enough people participating really just to actually have a brand that never lined alone, having two shows on one colleague. So it's massively different, and there's a lot more interactivity, which is really how the community is boosting the show's viewership and stuff. So that's a massive difference compared to then what it is to now.
Now there's an improvement, but is it as toxic, or is it more toxic? Because there's always a pro and con to everything, and you know that. So is it as toxic, less toxic, or more toxic than it was back then?
Oh, that's a hard one. I would say just as toxic, but toxic in so many different ways.
Now, does the positive outweigh the toxicity of the community?
I would say that the level back then was more toxicity compared to now, where there is a level of toxicity, but everybody seems to have banded together a bit better in handling it. So I would say at least it's in more controlled environment.
It isn't about car. I love car. I enjoy it very much. I absolutely love car because it's a positive hobby. It really is. I mean, the closest thing that we had to like this is backyard wrestling, and no one's gonna fucking do that nowadays. No one's gonna harm their fucking body with fucking light tubes in someone's backyard. And so this is, in a way, it's far more positive. It's far more fun. I mean, yeah, of course, we got your weirdos, your creeps, your John Blackos here and there. But, besides
Yeah,
that, it's a positive community. And John is going to kill me for saying that.
that's okay. All you need to do is be able to outrun them.
Now,
Just make sure to tie you down.
all right, so I would go to the next question, but I guess we'll get to the meat of it. CXWI. Now, Scott,
Oh, God.
how, from what you've told me, you were there from the beginning.
Pretty much before even CXWI was CXWI.
What was it?
It used to be called MCAWW, and it ran between WrestleMania 19 on the Nintendo GameCube and SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 on, I would like to say, Xbox One or PS3, but because of a capture card issue or something, we had to jump to Direct Moon, and that's when it became CXWI.
So you knew Elliot from what you told me for probably over 10 years.
About 11 years at least, yeah.
11 years? My God. Now, back then, now you two absolutely hate each other. That's a given. I've been told that you two absolutely hate each other. But back then, were you at least friends, close friends, or at least, associates to a degree
Well,
back then?
I had his phone number on my phone, so that's as close as you're going to get to a friend, I suppose. And we had our ups and downs, but at the same time, I wouldn't say I hate him. I would just say I think he's a fucking idiot.
Uh, well, he hates you because he refused to do this do an interview with you. Because like I told you, I wanted you and Elliot on the same show because it'll be great. We have one side and you have the other side going at it back and forth. And of course, I was gonna moderate it. I didn't want any mean insults being thrown at each other, or anything personal being thrown out at one another. I wanted a debate. That was the original plan. And Elliot. And, out of respect for him, I said, okay, fine, I'm going to do that. I'm going to have you later on after Scott. And what I'm going to do after this is that after I posted, I'll send it to Elliot first, so that way he can hear it first or whatever. Now,
Yeah.
what was Elliot like back then?
I would say it was a lot more attentive, but at the same time, a lazy fuck all the same. It's hard to say because, as you know, about the whole fucking sex slave thing, the fucking Lucario dying of AIDS and stuff.
Oh,
For a good six,
we'll get to that very, very soon.
a lot of little detail, but it wasn't necessarily that way inclined. I would say it was a lot easier to get on with and stuff. They still took things a bit too seriously. This predates CXWI. Probably around about 2007, I was in another colleague called DRW. Probably never been heard of, but it was like one of the very first all original leagues with some interactivity from people that were in that community, mostly the English people, and even the solitary Scotsman. Hey, but there was a scene we did where I'd been the backstage area of SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 when the fire hydrant, the fire truck, the cherry picker that goes up. We fought away at the top, I shoved them down, and Elliot made a whole video shouting and screaming that I killed Fraser Hemphill. And literally, we had to get in a scenario where we actually had to calm him down and go, man, you take things far too literally. This is like an environment where it's a hobby, and we're doing this for fun, and you're just ruining it really by being a fucking bitch.
So what you're saying, he was always a sensitive individual. Preston confirmed it. Now you confirmed it. He's always been rather sensitive.
Sensitive, high maintenance. There's 100 ways to look at it.
Now,
You can make a storyline out of me and Ben Hopkins being homophobic based on comments we made about fucking. I don't know if you're familiar with Digimon at all.
Now, okay, now, when it comes to the controversial storylines like the sex slave, the AIDS, like, why do you think he does this? Like, is he doing this for views? Is he doing it just for laughs? Like, why is he doing it? Because, like my main issue with this is that yeah, we are an edgy community, but at the same time, there's no denying that there are kids in high school that are watching this, and we really can't be having rape and AIDS as a light or funny issue. I mean, yeah, we're both edgy individuals, you and I are, but like I said, like it's when it comes to COD, there should be a moral line, no matter how small it is. There should be a moral line, and to me, I just wonder why does he do these storylines? Because since you know him the best, maybe you can explain.
I think one in conversation we had in a group Skype call, his excuse was he'll do things the WWE wouldn't do storyline wise, and it's not really true because the Katie Vick storyline, there's been pitched storylines rumours of fucking Vince McMahon wanting to do incest with his daughter and stuff, but to get in that mindset, I would say it would probably be just that kind of person. It goes to show you what kind of person he is to portray that kind of storyline, even though when the shit was happening and nobody was watching it, we were complaining the shit really shouldn't be in CAW. It's just, as you said, it's a moral line. It's something you don't cross, and as long as you continue to cross that, where is your moral compass at?
That is very true. Because, like, again, and there's so many stories about CXWI, and the one with Preston actually got me a lot of buzz. A lot of people were talking about it, and just like how much truth did Preston say? How much was it true? Wait, damn it! How the stuff that Preston said? How much of it was it true? Everything he told me in that interview. How much was it true?
More or less 100% true.
Ooh. Now, there's no. Hold on. Let's go to a question. Let's eat up the mood, shall we? Walter Scott asked. Oh, that's disgusting. How does it feel to be the mascot in CAW? Will your next finish be the mascot elbow?
Who's going to get a great Scott elbow from my knee in a minute? What's my thoughts on that? How does it feel to be the mascot? As his initial spell, he is the was Scott, the Walter Anthony Scott, WAS. He is the was Scott. I am the now Scott. So if paths cross, we'll just decide which is the real Scott.
Walter does use the elbow, and that's concerning because knowing what he does on a regular basis, that elbow is not going to work as much anymore. Walter, I'm just saying right now, if you keep doing what you're doing, aka sitting, one, you go blind, and two, your elbow won't work as well because that's too much work, bro. I mean, you don't lift too much, and so that way you don't get tired out, or you don't tear a muscle. Eventually, you will tear a muscle and go blind if you keep doing what you're doing. I won't say what it is because kids are watching, but shame on you, Walter. Shame on you.
Well, at the end of the day, if you miss leg day and I elbow you in the calf, you're going to go down like a ton of bricks all the same.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Now, all right.
All
right. So you've been in CAW for a long time. What were some of your favorite feds to be in, or feds to watch? I mean, just your town, your time during CAW. What were they?
HAW, it was a kind of a split with fantasy, and it was on SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. Probably No DQ was at my time one of the favourites, but I kind of liked the comedy aspects. I like SMF, ICCW to an extent, but all exact probably I'm familiar with is like XGWL, DWA, DWR, CCRW, WWCL, older leagues that are no longer existent really. I remember like SCAW when that first became a thing. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
So many initials, goddamn. Oh, like,
For the most phonetic alphabet, you just have to try and place it somewhere.
yeah, I know. Basically, I start coughing called ABC. What does it stand for? I'll think of it soon. Now, all right. So back to CXWI because again, I want to build this up. I'm jumping around, but I got to even it out.
No, of course.
Uh, has Elliot always been hard to work with or difficult? Because from what I understand, communication is something he's not very good at, or he's just complete trash at whatever. Has he always been this way, or like has it been like recent years, or been some time, or whatever? Like, has he always been this bad at communication?
Well, at the start, a lot of, well, more or less all of his ideas were based on fan submissions on YouTube. And I think the group that was made on Facebook, the Base of Operations, was around for about a year or two before I was even involved in it. But a lot of the ideas originally at the start were fan driven. And some of the best feuds that even I was involved with that would hold up to quite a lot of other leagues' feuds were feud driven by me, the likes of Ben Hopkins, Austin Newhouse. But towards the end of it, it was just communication, even though it was promised more and more, was just offered less and less. Even though he was looking for all these ideas, he was just neglecting other people, ignoring people, leaving them hanging, and basically not listening to ideas and just going with whatever was last minute and made sense to him rather than anybody else.
Let's see. Now, why is it that he's just so hard to communicate with? Like, what do you think it is? Like, I mean, you say he's lazy, but no one can be this lazy to not reply back. Like, what do you think it is?
His excuse will probably be he's busy, but it's just laziness. Created group chats so we could collect ideas together. How I created the group chats with Preston and the likes, that way we could discuss ideas together rather than spitting ideas all once. You know what I mean? That way we had better ideas put together in two different heads, three different heads, consulting the different ideas. But it was just a case of laziness at the end of the day. It's communication is something we did after the mass exodus, as everybody calls it. But communication broke down quickly and shows became longer and longer apart. It just became tedious to watch the show, never mind be a part of it. Even before the Max Exodus, that was a long recurring theme, just tired and boring, and it was just going nowhere and trying to defend something that was a lost cause, but you somehow feel loyalty to the bugger.
Now, why did you stay for so long? Because, like, again, like I asked Preston and I asked you because you guys stayed there for a while. Like, even before the Exodus, like, why'd you stay for like so long? Like, what was it about CXWY that made you want to stay?
It was I left a few times actually. I retired there from everything, and I was in the Hall of Fame, but it was just wanted to do something different every time I was there, and false hope, I suppose, would be the right answer. But it was just knew the guy for so long and had been there and knew him for 10 years. I mean, loyalty is hard to come by, and then eventually it was just the straw that broke the camel's back. That eventually I was just like, do you know what? I need to wipe my hands clean with this guy. He's just a fuck nugget, and he's just gonna drag you down, really. So what's the point in being there? Fucking SS Titanic, I'm escaping.
I mean, echo. Okay, it's gone now. It's gone now. Hopefully, it's gone for now. But, oh yeah, I mean, because like was it as toxic as it is now when you started, or as your time went on? Was it as toxic, or did it gradually get worse as
It
time went
had
on?
its moments. And yeah, it gradually got worse as it got on with the likes of Torrin, Zach Gators, Jack Delwood, Joe Dinsmore, fucking the idiots, and Firestars, or Charles Belge, or Robert Patrick Matromonicos, whatever you want to pronounce his fucking initials. Just
We'll get the fire start pretty soon. Don't worry. Now,
Connor Isaacoff as well. What am I get?
describe how toxic it is. Like this, like how is it? Because when it comes to the term toxic, it could mean like anything. Like describe how bad it is. Like what would they do that would turn people away or turn people off from the product or in a group?
When you when you've got people in there that looks like they would probably write a smiley face with shit in the wall, that's probably how toxic it is.
Ooh.
some of them are just that fucking not right up there, clearly, and it's just toxic to the level of people there are fucking idiots and all shout if they don't get their ideas put across and all that, and sit and do the least minimum amount to actually develop a character and demand that they be put into programs and at the world title slot. I mean, it's beneath me, but it's at the same time you just got to laugh at it. It's just the people, the little rejects have caught have now festered over there, so it's became more toxic as that. Like the fucking illegitimate offspring or the off-breed fucking have now festered over to CXWI, where they now belong, I suppose.
Now, of course, when it comes to like a call, especially when you have a call Facebook page or group page, you really gotta moderate shit. You can't be having people like that, being complete shit or posting weird hentai pics or whatever in the group page. You gotta moderate it. Does Elliot moderate anything at all on the page, or is it a free for all?
It's Battle Royale. It's everything goes south, then probably the next day Elliot would make an announcement of some kind. So it wasn't really moderated. It was moderated from afar. And it's usually Jeevan or Austin that would have probably moderated things. But to be fair, you could say every nut and cranny a swear word and cuss, and you would get away with it pretty much.
I see. Now, another thing is before we get to the stuff that no one knows about, let's get to the Firestar one, because that one always pisses me off. It always interests me the most, and I just enjoy dragging his name to the dirt because he's a bad person who puts it on a facade like he's a good guy, and I don't like that. If you're a piece of shit, just say it. I won't like you any less or any more, but if you're a piece of shit, just say it, dude. I'll have a little more respect for you now. Okay, everyone knows that he used the death of his fiance to get a push in CXWY. Now,
a push that he never got in the first place.
Now, was it his idea and Elliot agreed to it, or did Elliot say, "Hey, here's what we're gonna do since your fiance died"? You're gonna get the push, or did Firestar go, hey, how about I do a storyline where I dedicate all my shit to my fiance? Like, whose idea was it? Do you know?
It depends on who you ask, I suppose. But I think he pushed the idea, but because there was in the middle of a CXWI Cup tournament, I think it was probably in the quarterfinals at this point. We'd done the whole tribute night and stuff where he was in the main event, and I think off of that, the idea was him to get a push, but he definitely fueled it for starters. But if anybody came up with it, it was him. I don't think Elliot would have come up with that. Because he's done a repeat situation with the winner was the winner from the year before, and it just made no sense altogether.
Because for a guy who says he loves the people he loves, he sure likes to use them a lot, and when I heard that he found like a new girl like weeks after his quote unquote fiance died, it does show like he's a bit of a sociopath.
Yeah, it's not even 2 months in between it, especially after her death, So yeah, and she was a fuck nugget as well. I refused to add on Facebook, but almost as bad as Angel.
Was she at least nice?
Not to look at, no.
Okay.
And no, she was a bitch.
Okay. Yeah, I heard her name was the Alien Queen. Is that it?
Just bitch to me.
Oh, just got it. Now, how long was Firestar in CXWY? Like, was he there from the beginning or the middle? Like, when did he join?
Probably about 5-6 years in. So he's only been there for about half of it, really.
Oh. Was he always a little shitbag?
Most of his promos were fucking DX, carbon copies and paste and whatever, so I would say, yeah, douchebag.
Oh, wow. Was he, how well do you know Firestar Hart? Like, do you know him well enough, or just have zero contact with the kid?
I've still kind of have arguments with Angel here and there, but that just depends on where they post. But I wouldn't say we're friends. We have rare communication.
Has he always been a Saints guy, or is this a recent thing? I want to know because like when I had him at it, it was always a deadly Saints, a deadly Saints. I'm like, how long has this group been around? I want to know.
As far as I'm aware, about 6 years.
Jesus, he needs to
He's
keep.
a time CRW World Champion.
No, tell me, did his group ever debut in CXWY, or was it just him?
It was just him originally, then Johnny got involved and it became a tag team, and that was really boring. But they never really came as a group into any CAW league that I've seen or been a part of that I know of.
He's a strange, strange boy.
It
All right, so
such
he
a
used to have his
statement.
fiance. Were you in the group chat when the whole thing went down in SNW where he threatened to like kill RPJ? Were you in that chat where basically everyone jumped Preston?
I'm not entirely sure. I don't think I was. I may have been, or I may have been actually at the point where I left CXWI, but I was invited back just so I could say my piece, sort of thing. And I just told them for about a couple of hours before I got banned again.
Now, would
But
they do that? Like, because Preston did say he went there, and like he said, he needs to be punished for doing this, and they automatically just jumped on him. Would they do something like that, or would they just be like, or would they just ignore it? What is that true? Or what happened? Can you see them doing that?
oh yeah, 100%. It's like Elliot's lackeys. They'll suck up his ass.
So,
That's 100%, in my opinion, something that would happen. Yeah.
so speaking of Preston, were you, I love this story so much. Were you there when he called Dorn the N word?
I wasn't, but I've seen the chat log, so I would love to say that I was there in spirit.
Like, if it was anyone else, I would have been like, Preston, you should have done that. But it was Torrin, so I let it pass. What do you think?
I wish I was there to call him myself, so I gave him more than a pass. I'll give him a high five and a hand job on the way back.
Now, from what I was told, like, after it happened, people moved on. It wasn't until a month later where, if I'm correct, someone brought it up again, and it became an issue again. Were you there for that as well?
Probably, yeah, but at the same time, it's so hard to remember. It's Horan, he's a fucking a man child, man, a fuck brainery of stupidity. Probably was there, and Preston probably got exiled again. Fucking fuck knows why he still stays there. Oh, but Torrin, man, he's just a fuck nugget.
And like, cause when you hear when they do stuff like that, but like they let someone like a Firestar slide after threatening someone, or they keep a Sunny after what he did, you know. But they'll jump on Preston, who was trying to do something the right thing by saying, "Hey, he needs to be punished." It goes to show like what kind of mentality this federation has, and honestly, like I didn't want to make this whole series of Jam with Jay just me trashing CXWI, but it's so hard not to when you hear all these stories and you hear how they act like complete man children. And why do you think Elliot allows this absolute toxic shit to happen in his fed? Did he? Is it
That's the fan base now.
yeah, like why? It makes no sense to me. Why would you want that?
That that's not a question for me to answer. That's a question for him to answer.
Uh, wow. I look forward to talking to him.
Oh, yeah. That'll be beating around the bush and trying to avoid the question somehow.
That's
That'll
my
be
fear.
fun.
Like when I interview, like I'm afraid, like once I interview him, he's gonna like like walk around a question or dodge a question. And at the same time, like I want to try my best, not to have him feel threatened by me. I don't want that. I want the information. I want to know why, and I want his side. And if he really can't really answer my shit, then I'm sorry. Then it goes to show what kind of person he is. Now, All right, let's go to another question from Joshua. How did it feel to score a win over the Smoke Dog?
Who?
The Smoke Dog.
I've never heard of him.
I think Smokey.
Oh, him. I'm overjoyed.
You sound like it. You really do.
It was the easiest shit I ever took.
So have you won any championship in call or okay? I know it's safe to be you have probably like won it like 20 times. I guess because that's how they run. Like, if you can name a chip that you won that you were actually like, wow, this is kind of cool, that you felt quote unquote proud of, what would it be?
I'd have said CXWI Hall of Fame, but that's nothing to be proud of.
Now, how about a
I think I saw
storyline that you're proud of that you actually put effort into, or like you and this guy worked so hard on? Is there a storyline that you're proud of in your quote unquote career?
even in CXWI, it was probably because it was fueled by me and the other guy. It was Austin Newhouse, and we actually had like a year-long program. And it was Hell in a Cell, the first match, and it resulted in a 60-minute Ironman match that went into sudden death at the aptly named the Golden Ambitions, which I named for CXWI, surprisingly enough. That should have been main event, but wasn't, and it was a loser leaves that actually I lost, but it was the culmination of just us feeling that actually getting promo time and actually being able to write stuff out and just actually go as personal as we could because the two of us didn't have a limit really, and I think that currently, even though Bad Situation being CXWI is my favourite all-time storyline, but at the same time, I'm always looking for the next best.
Hopefully you get that in COH. Hopefully.
Oh,
Now, speaking of
lovely.
Austin, he's a guy that, once I heard him actually say a word, which was like 3 years ago, I guess, he's actually pretty good.
Yeah,
Austin
really
is pretty good. Now, my question is, why do you think he just stopped or whatever? Because, to me in COH, he could have been one of the brightest stars in COH, in my opinion. But he just stopped cutting promos or doing work.
It's just personal problems and stuff for his family and directing his attention elsewhere. It's wrong place, wrong situation. You never know, he might be back, but it's up to him.
Now, I heard a story from Ben where it was you and Ben, and you kept adding Austin to a call, and you were bugging the crap out of him until he finally joined, and he said, "Stop fucking adding me to the call!" Is this true?
Probably a few times, yes. I'm a bit of a practical joker, what can I say?
What are you doing in Austin? Buddy, pal, enemy, role model? What is he to you?
Oh, love of my life.
Oh.
It's my best rival, I would suppose, but he's a good friend at the same time.
What are your thoughts on Ben Hopkins?
Oh, that's the love of my life right there. I'm all about the Ben Hopkins band. My religion is Hopkinisms.
Now, John Blackos.
Oh, he's my favourite Negro.
At least you didn't say the other word.
You know, if I said it, I would probably finish it when at the end.
Oh,
No,
my God.
all it is an anagram of ginger, but at the end of the day, if you replace the first 3 letters and flip them backwards, it's just ginger.
Yeah, it is. So, in a sense, ginger is a slur, shockingly.
It's a soul term.
Alright. So, I don't know why I asked what you thought to know for. I just needed a question. Okay, next question from Joshua again. What information do you have on 6WI could possibly discuss me any further? Well, this is where we could talk about the stuff that basically no one has ever heard of. And I had you on because you were here from the beginning. Is there anything else that's just absolutely disgusting or just completely stupid or brain dead retarded that we don't know about when it comes to CXWY? Any moment, any dumbass bullshit. What is it?
I can give you a funny story, I suppose. One night I was pretty fucking drunk and I phoned up Elliot because he'd text me or I texted him, I can't fucking remember, I was drunk. John Blackhole's got me cheap wine from France. Basically, this was when Donny Hammy Del Vino was blacklisted from Moscow and he was campaigning to come back to CXWI. I had basically came up with the idea of JSR, Jeevan Singh Rupra, to be LG Vano. As a drunk joke, bearing in mind, and about a week later, lo and behold, LG Vano was a gimmick.
Oh.
I just can't comprehend the stupidity behind me taking the person it actually been taken serious, whereas the serious ideas that we came together, it's just ignored, and even good ideas that Ben and Austin had been planning for years are just totally chopped and changed. It's more of the same, I would say, with Elliot. A disgusting story. Oh, can't talk. Fucking rape maids.
Now, speaking of John, I love John, but when it came to that post I made of him getting drunk on Skype and healing us, that's so true. John is I love John. Have you ever talked to drunk John before?
Probably in a past life. I would probably want to say yes, being that I'm Scottish and he's French, but I don't think I have.
Oh
If I
my
have,
God, he's not angry. He's just so aggressive.
some kind of internal conflict there.
It's like he goes, "Oh shit, motherfuckers!" But no, when he's drinking, "What's up, motherfuckers? Oh, Sean, you're a fucking bitch. I fucking love you." He never said I love you before. Never mind. Oh, fucking man. Oh, fucking gigrag. And like we'll see Snapchats of him like walking the street of Paris, just causing havoc with his friends, and he's completely drunk. And I'm like, this is the side of John Black I did not want to know about. It's just an ass. It's like, who is this man, and why is he so aggressive towards people?
Aggressively loves it. It sounds like it's a female hormone he may be on.
I don't think John loves us. I don't think John's capable of loving.
I think sexually repressed might be the issue.
Like when he talks about like women, I sense no love. I just sense he wants to nut. That's all it is, isn't it, man? Yeah.
Oh, I suppose he's French. He's got a lot of options out there.
Oh man. All right. So I'm trying to think of another six WY thing that happened. I guess we could talk about the Exodus. Now, the Exodus surprisingly gave 6WI attention, which probably before that wasn't quite relevant. Now, just how many people left? Because I'm trying to remember how many people left 6WI either at the same time or just gradually left at one moment, whatever.
Austin, Phil, Ben, Max. I think 4, maybe 5 people left. John left, but not too long before that. He was starting that EDO, the development league that was going nowhere. That was absolutely just horrible. That had no commentary and just looked sloppy and lazy and just going to get cancelled. So yeah, about 4 people. I even stuck around after that, unfortunately.
Now, 4 people leaving, like actual Fed wouldn't be a big deal. I mean, I'll get attention, but when it comes to a car Fed, 4 people leaving and not getting released, I don't know that, just straight up leaving, that does say something. That does get attention because, it's like, why are they leaving? Did they get released? They're leaving. Why is that? And, from what you found out, it was communication. And again, that's, in my opinion, that's key when it comes to running a coffin. Do you agree?
Oh, definitely. But it's not just the communication. It was the failing to provide on the ideas that he'd already given and just backtracking on it, then just trying to smooth it over, delaying it. So it was a lot of extra factors to addition other than just communication. But the main barrier that was broken down that caused most of the issues was the communication, which was just, non-existent.
Now, when it came to the mass exodus, there are certain people that Elliot just does not like, and you are one of them. Why is it that out of everyone, you're one of the people that he disliked the most? Like, what is it? What caused this to happen between you and Elliot?
I think he secretly loves me.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I think it's the long-term history and the fact that I wasn't so abrupt about it. I just called him out, and the fact that I edited the call wiki or CXWI wiki to fuck with him a couple of times. I just probably could have still taking jabs at the bastard.
Again, like when it came to the whole thing, like he took it quite personally. Like he went out of his way to not just drag you, but basically everyone who left name through the dirt, and he took it really personally. What do you think what was that? Like, why would he take it so personally?
Because he's an asshole.
Okay.
I don't know. He's when I left, I was in a tag team with Brandon Wolf, who I was originally in a tag team with Ben Hopkins. We were the changing of the guard. That was a tag team name we both decided on. And Ben left. I brought Brandon back. When I left, they brought El Novino back, and it continues to still use my tag team name. So.
Now that's an interesting fucking person, Novino, or what the fuck he calls himself nowadays. What his thing with CXWY, it's so confusing because one moment he hates it, the next moment he loves it. What is it? Can you explain?
Bipolar disorder.
Okay.
I don't mean to take a joke with it because that's a serious thing, but honestly, I can't decide if it is or not. I'm not qualified to just fucking diagnose him as such, but he's his own worst enemy, in my opinion.
He really is, and I think like when it comes to his work, like promo wise, he's not that bad. He's really not. Like again, like the one thing like that's holding him back is his attitude.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, he's generic, but there's always room for improvement for anybody. And if he could improve and just buckle his idea and not have so much attitude, he would probably go places.
That's the thing. His attitude is causing him to really take critique. And, you know, like he's someone. If I were to compare him to someone, minus the attitude, I would compare him to Party Man.
I thought you were just the drunk John Black also.
No, John. No, I won't compare to John. Like, in a sense, like, you know, when you first saw Party Man, to me, when I first saw him, I thought, okay, it's a goofy gimmick. But as time went on, he didn't necessarily improve, but like he got his role, he got his gimmick, and now he's probably one of the most popular characters in COH. And John Black is another character that's you know, who was kind of generic. His promos were kind of, you know, okay, but as time went on, while working with me and my crew, he improved so much. And like that again, Ken Noveno, he thought he was hot shit. And I also can say the same thing for Firestyle Hard. When it comes to his promos, they're generic, but you know, if he wasn't such a annoying little shithead or an asshole, he could have improved it. He could have been a little more popular in COH. But you know, again, it comes to attitude. These guys think they're hot shit.
Yeah, they just got an ego too big for the fucking core community.
It's the worst part. They have an ego when they've done nothing. They did it to earn it.
Yeah, they've peddled themselves at the top before even entering through the fucking door. Or if they come to the boss man before they've even started in day one. So that's setting expectations pretty high for yourself. You're setting your expectations to fail, really.
Basically. Well, I need water without.
I've got cola, thank God.
We covered a lot of things. Now I want to get to the Sunny part because like I said, I'm trying to get Sunny in an interview, but before that, I just want to know, like, were you around when Sunny did his thing? Like, were you aware of it?
No, I was getting late at that point.
Okay.
I was made aware of it when he first came into CXWI, and I got to know him over the last couple of years, and it seems like he changed. That I don't want to butter up a bad idea. I've spoke to him about trying to get him on here as well, but what he did was wrong. But it's been such a long time. I don't know if he really has changed and he can prove himself. Then he deserves a chance. But at the same time, I don't trust him as far as I can throw him.
Now, good news is the chance of him being on the show is a little more. Not I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but shockingly, I'm ready to announce this. But Sonny unblocked me.
Oh, shocker!
Yeah, so like, eventually, maybe after I interview Elliot, I will try to talk to him, see what's up, because I had Preston talk to him, and Preston told me right now he's busy doing college, and even Preston vouched for him. And again, when I have Sonny on this, I'm not trying to like give him a second chance. I just want to talk to him. Now, actually, what were your thoughts on the whole thing when he was doing that?
Oh, at the time I wasn't aware of it, so it's a bit harder to make a judgment call on it. But even looking at it now, it was pretty pathetic of him to even take that route, and a bit stupid, a bit immature, but we're all young,
So
I'd
I'm
say.
so I'm guessing you weren't there when CXWY was, protecting him in a sense, or keeping him, or protecting him from the hate. I'm guessing you weren't there for that.
Or sheltering them, yeah, I was kind of there for that. When they first took him in as well, they kind of did shelter that, pretty much hushing it to the side by saying no, what didn't happen in CXWI, so it's not our problem, essentially.
Yeah, I didn't like that attitude. That to me is like, oh, it didn't happen to this Fed, but it happened to us. But it happened to this Fed. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, he attacked the community.
Yeah, and the same should have been upheld through the entire community, the same etiquette and the same response. If he was banned from them, they should have been banned for them all. And
Yeah,
service punishment.
and when you see like other feds or other communities just say no, we don't want this guy, and you're the only one that's keeping him, that says a lot, and that does remind me of another incident recently, but I can't bring it up because I'll get in trouble.
Ah, no, I want to know.
No, I can't say it here because I'll get a lot of shit on me.
Can you not just censor it out?
No, I'm not gonna. That involves editing, and I'm not gonna do that for Jam with Jay. That's too much work, bro.
We've got the John Blacklist expenditure, I suppose.
Yeah,
We need a sponsor. Ben Hopkins brand, anybody?
I need sponsor. That's true. I get paid for this. Now, again, like, when it comes to CXWY, there's just so much we can talk about. But right now, I have a huge brain for it. I think we covered everything in CXWY.
Well, there's a lot more that, when you think about it, there's a lot more than meets the eye, and a lot I probably won't be able to remember. But if I can think of something from the top of my head, was that Elliot made a storyline out of calling me and Ben Hopkins homophobic because he had Gabumon from Digimon on a talk show from Gmod called Gubsy's Nightclub, and it was really homoerotic, and oh god, we had to laugh about that. So we ended up having to fucking respond to that in storyline. So I think even for Ben, that would have been a kind of straw that broke the camel's back in terms of him wanting out. There's hundreds of things I could say in terms of his laziness as well. Just
Oh,
not
this
really.
the Lucario storyline. That
Oh,
that is like that's fucking disturbing. And the fact that he was inspired by an ISIS documentary, that's like,
that's just an excuse.
no, that's all. No, either way, it made it worse.
There's no excuse in it. That's to satisfy his own fucking desires, I suppose. So
Like
what does that
what?
say
Like
about him?
what was the reaction from everyone? Like, I'm guessing you hated, or maybe you secretly liked it. I don't know. Like, what was the reaction? Were people supporting it? Or people like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, that pretty much was the general consensus. Everybody was like, "What the fuck is this shit?" And not many of us would watch it, but from what I've seen, it was the likes of Lucario tied up getting raped off of Grimers from Pokemon, King DDD from Kirby, a fucking line of people paying to fucking fuck him in this Gmod and literally banging him until they finish with the animation of finishing.
Oh, like I said, like when it comes to like again, like you and I both love edgy humor. There's no denying that, but like even we have a line, and that like just thinking about it, it's just like it's disturbing because it's cartoon characters. It's cartoon characters that we grew up on, and it's just like, bruh, is this what you enjoy?
I grew up in Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z. It doesn't mean I want to see fucking Goku fuck a Bayleaf.
Neither do I. Or do I?
Kamehameha. I don't want to see that shit.
Bailey!
Vegeta with his Big Bang attack. That's crossing lines.
Alright, too much imagery. And if any, I remember, like after the Max Exodus, he made a Gmod video, and it was Agumon, and I forgot the other one, and I don't know what they were doing to this one, like whatever. It looked like they were molesting him.
Yeah, probably gang rape.
Yeah, I'm like, what are they doing to? Oh, my eyes.
I mean, what 9 out of 10 people enjoy? Gang rape.
Oh yeah, totally. People, that's like hentai right there. Just not like gang rape.
And a joke that's funny, but actually simulating two people ganging up somebody that's tied down and having their way with them, that's a bit disturbing.
Now the age storyline, like, why was that a thing?
Fuck me, I don't know. That's all Elliot's idea.
Oh my god!
He made a sim Bowser, for fuck's sake. That was a storyline. I don't know. Then fucking.
That's the thing. Like, is sex just a thing in CXWY? Even though I'm pretty sure none of these people who actually enjoy being there yet. Is that a thing in CXWI? Just like hentai and sex? Is that all there is to it?
Pretty much. For the last 4 years, there's always been a percentage focus to it, and now it's the Pokemon getting involved in it. Like Mewtwo now doing the raping, and fucking Bowser doing the fucking foot porn and shit. It's just fucking weird, man. It's like, what does that say about the person, really?
It says a lot. It really. No, is CXWI a fantasy fit as well?
It's fantasy stroke original, but it was always really original to begin with.
Okay.
Fun story. It was actually me at CXWI start that made most of the cause for them.
Oh.
Like his Mewtwo car, that was me that made that. Try to think of ones that are still in it. But I also made Mew for him. I also made Fox, Wolf, Onaga, the Dragon King, random characters.
Now,
some of the better ones.
Hold on, there's one thing that I remembered. I just remembered, and again, it involves Austin Yuhas. You told me he had like a complete grip on 6WY. Explain that to me.
That's whatever Elliot said. That's so far from the truth. It's unbelievable. Anything to try and justify why Austin left, it's an excuse on Elliot's part. He never had a stranglehold. He had ideas and storylines that Elliot agreed to that were written so long in advance, and Elliot wouldn't inform him and just randomly make a change. And I mean, he even had Austin in a Gmod where basically he wanted to do, he was in a relationship with Samus Aran in storyline terms, and he wanted to just have a nice night in a Gmod, and he ended up somehow having fucking Venom, the symbiote, come in and fucking face fuck him, pretty much. So he pretty much had a lot of things fired at him. Basically pissed them off, especially when he was going through a hard time. His grand personal reasons was taking ill health and stuff and all that, and I think...
another with Austin... it also involves El Noveno. Like, were you there when El Noveno basically said the most fucked up thing to Austin? Were you there for that?
I wasn't, but I seen it.
Uh,
And then there's no justifying that. That was just fucking out of the blue and fucking
what happened?
horrible.
Like, was he already fired, or was he already gone, or was he still there? What happened to him after that?
For the reason being, Elmovino was actually going to be signed to CXWI, but because of the situation, it was blacklisted. It was totally wiped off the record. And I mean, there was a Gmod and everything saying that Dante was going to be signed, and 2 days later or something, because of the whole situation, it was removed. It was blacklisted completely, 100%, and now he's back.
What was the reaction like? Because like that happened in a group chat, and I like if that happened and like on a COH page, and out of nowhere it was moderated. Like fucking Christ, there'll be a complete backlash. Was there a complete backlash towards Dante, or were people
Yeah.
quiet?
From what I know, there was a complete backlash, and it shouldn't be stood for in the first place. There's no tolerance for that bullshit.
Because I remember, like, Alno Venom and Austin were going to team up. Like, because if I'm not mistaken, they were good friends. If I'm not mistaken.
Probably, I'm not too sure of their affiliation other than.
Because, like, I remember they were going to come in as a tag team, and, like, out of nowhere, it didn't happen at all.
Was this in COH?
Yeah, it was in COH. Because, like,
See,
Travis told me, like, how they hate each other now, and I'm like, oh, shit. And then, like, later on, I found out what happened, and it was like, shit. And I had him on here. I don't remember what he said. I think he walked around it. It goes to show, like, how he is as a person.
Yeah.
What triggered it? Like, what happened?
I've got no idea. I can probably egos aside and big egos, conflict, disagreeing, maybe with a certain idea, insults were thrown, and it just escalated from there.
God.
No, actually being there from the situation, I'm not entirely sure how it all kicked off and how it all ended, but I just know that there will be no crossed the line that shouldn't have been crossed, or gone to, whatever you want to call them.
God damn. Like, whatever it was, it couldn't be that bad that it caused that. I mean, there was no excuse whatsoever, and God damn, he needs help.
Oh, that is a special case. And he just ends up, you say something and he doesn't have his own way, so he'll just cuss anybody under the sun and take it personally and make it personal. That's a no-no. You need help. That's anger issues or behavioural issues of some kind.
No, if I'm not mistaken, that's the only time like anything bad happened and CXWA actually did something about it. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think CXWI took a couple of days to actually do something about it, but they eventually did do something about it, given that they investigated it in their words.
Now let's go to Torrent because if I'm not mistaken, you and your buddy Austin, were behind the petition to fire Timmy Turner, right?
Oh yeah, that was Austin that's actually behind that, but I signed the petition.
Oh my god. What was it that caused you to do it? Because from what I understand, Torrent has a sick obsession over Timmy Turner and Jessica Pink. What is it?
Right. I'm going to think about that. I'm going to say this in the most logical way possible. Can you imagine what would happen in a real fight if Timmy Turner went up against, just say, Mewtwo?
Timmy Turner, one of his godparents?
Yeah.
He'll get killed.
Yeah, fucking his heart would be ripped out fucking from a meter away before he even got near. You know, it's not fucking logical. He's a fucking tiny boy. Even with his fucking fairy godparents, there's nothing that he can do, and that's illegal. That's a disqualification if he gets them involved. Logically speaking, how the fuck would he become a world champion in any, or even a fucking mid-card champion in any league if he can't take it seriously? And I don't understand the fixation of a fucking 20, nearly 30-year-old man on fucking Timmy Turner.
He loves Timmy Turner way too much. It's very uncomfortable when it comes to Timmy Turner and him.
He's dead now, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. Who's Torrin?
No, Timmy Turner.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Ash lost him. We took him to a farm and shot him up dead.
Of Mice and Men style? Like, shot in the back of the head?
Just like Ali G style, he's up against the wall, he's your target. He's done.
Torrin's a special kid. What's with him?
I'm not qualified to answer that. He's just a fucking man-child. He's a weird person. I can't even describe it. I'm pretty sure he's black as well.
That I was shocked about that. I'm like, he's black? There's a white kid behind this bullshit.
I was quite shocked. So I thought he was fucking 12 years old.
I'm like, way to disgrace your race, dude, for real.
Now, he's not just a disgrace to the fucking race, he's a disgrace to the gender.
He is. He really is. Disgrace to the humans as well. Like, he's why aliens will not talk to us.
He's a disgrace to ideas. Like, anytime you come up with an idea, he's got to argue that his idea is better and it's wrong, and it's just like, no, we just don't want Timmy Turner fucking as world champion, you fucking idiot.
Okay. Back to Torrin. I realize that what caused Preston to basically call Torrin the N-word was him bitching about you and Austin killing him.
Well, that was the force for him leaving, for the time being leaving.
Oh wait, I gotta go look for that. I gotta scroll up and look for that in our chat.
The other night, but I couldn't find it. It's probably been deleted. And that was another reason Austin left, because Elliot, who said he wouldn't remove the match, deleted the match.
I found it. So this is what Torrin said. So that's why he, Ben, and Scott are a SpongeBob fan. That they killed Timmy. Reported to Elliot so sick that I could fire them for murder. Keep in mind, Torrin said this. I repeat. So that's why he, Ben, and Scott are SpongeBob fans. Are you a SpongeBob fan?
No.
See? Right there. That they killed Timmy. Keep in mind, he's upset over a fake character. Reported that Elliot so sick that I can fire them for murder. Keep in mind, this is fake. As far as I'm concerned, I don't care what Austin said against Timmy, who was dead. I reblocked Austin and Ben for their behavior, and already blocked Scott last year or so.
That's a rough translation, I believe.
If El Noveno was right, Austin is dead to me. Austin deserves SpongeBob and Tyrone. Who the fuck is Tyrone?
I don't know.
Matter of fact, this means war. I want this for Timmy. We want this for Timmy. I am assuming he's the only one who wanted justice for Timmy.
The one man army strikes again.
Then here's the question. Why can't I fix it? Have you been listening to me? I have no control over a score in SCW, CXW, or any other league besides LOH. Sigh. I really hate dealing with N-words like you over stupid stuff like this.
Oh my god. Stop reading my child's book.
Oh my god. I'm just going to assume that Torrin was bugging poor Preston to death, and Preston just completely fucking snapped and called him the N-word.
We're all thinking that, so at least somebody said that.
Preston, I praise you, bro. I applaud you for that. I don't usually applaud racism, but for that, because who it was, I applaud you. Everyone, give Preston a round of applause. Preston. Oh my god. So you smoke weed?
He deserves a Medal of Honor for it.
Yes. Now, you smoke weed. What's that like? Smoking the marijuana.
Amazing.
How often do you smoke?
Every day. Nowadays. But I try to cut back, but it's I feel like I wish it was legal. So there's not enough weed in the world.
I can't breathe right now. I also gotta pee real bad, so it looks like I gotta cut the interview short. Unless there's some more stuff you want to talk about.
Oh no. Anybody has to ask me enough questions, they can ask me right now. Nobody?
No,
Nobody?
no one. All right, so I guess that's it. All right, boys and girls, that is the end of this episode of Jammin with Jay with Scott McShannon. Scott, is there anything you want to plug?
Yeah. You can see Ben Hopkins on COH, AWF, and everywhere worldwide.
I have one more question. Now you're in COH. Do you have any other league you want to join?
Well, I'm currently awaiting the Velocity tournament with ECW NXT for the Velocity brand, and it was always the aspiration to go to more leagues, but we'll see what the time takes us.
Okay. Now, with that being said, boys and girls, that was in my interview with Scott McShannon. Next episode is my episode with Elliot May. So be prepared for that. Scott, thank you very much for being here, and this is a goodbye.